J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. And today's questions we're going over are on the video posted 2 weeks ago. And it's the audio samples of real torture and murder acceptable on metal albums? Question mark. So like talking about fluids and shit like that. So 180 comments. So let's see what the fuck we got in there. Mysophia666, regular devil as always. Question, J-Dog, which movie that you like would be improved by adding a metal soundtrack? And which songs would you put on there, e.g., as much as I love the original Paula Doris soundtrack to Conan, I couldn't help thinking that some epic metal would have been great as well. That's a good question. I never really thought about it, but the thing is with movies is most movies I like is they're generally bigger, commercial Hollywood movies, like fucking Predator, Terminator, Pulp Fiction, Snatch, Nightmare on Elm Street, shit like that. You know what I mean? So bigger movies. I don't think I even like any underground movies, not that I could think of, anyways. So with that being said, I almost want to say I wouldn't want any metal in there because if you're to say like bigger bands would be kind of your go-to in a sense, that'd be the first thing you think of. Think of like a Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, etc. Kind of don't want to fucking like the mainstreams hear them any more than they already have because let's call it like it is. I mean, those bands having bigger fan base, their fan base is canoed up enough as is, so we don't need to add some extra canoeness, right? So, having said that, maybe the closest I would ever do is maybe for a movie that I think is like a cool concept or a movie coming out. If I knew if I could add music to it, I'd rather do like much more underground shit, like Gunslaughter or fucking Denial of God or Victimizer, Church Bazaar, Spider, shit that I like, and nothing else would help advertise Hell's Headbangers too, right? People check out these bands. We got a label to put them out. So that the vested interest in that too. But also, even if it wasn't a Hell's Headbangers band, if it was just another underground band that I like, that's kind of current but actually fucking underground, it'd be kind of cool to see that rather than just putting in like Deicide or something. Granted, I don't think I've ever heard Deicide in a movie or something like that. So that for them is underground, but still, I would like to hear something obscure. You know what I mean? I think that would be kind of cool. But like adding to a favorite movies, I mean, I don't know, like and like some a movie like Escape from New York, L.A. I mean, yeah, I mean, like what would be fitting for it? I mean, something like Toxic Holocaust or something. I mean, wouldn't be non-fitting, right? Especially like maybe Lord of the Wasteland or something for with the fucking where they're at. It looks like a pretty big fucking wasteland to me, right? So maybe something like that. Joe Dinkins, question: what is the most technical death metal band you listen to? Probably Dying Fetus, right? Three replies in. What do they say? Recent maybe Artificial Brain. Aspire is insane. Or oh yeah, first couple Origin albums. I like the first two Origins, especially the first Origin album. Those. Um, Probably that because when it got too technical, the most technical thing that I thought was pretty good, but I don't think I ever officially picked it up, was the first album by Necrophagius. Um, but I don't like much stuff in that style. But when it first came out, that's when I first heard it. Actually, I think I got like a CDR preview of it or something. I forget how I got it. I remember somebody gave it to me back in the day. I think it was even before it came out. And I'm like generally like, fuck, this is all over the place. I can't follow it. But at the same time, I kind of liked it because it was brand fucking new. Like I never heard anything like it. So it was kind of refreshing in that sense. But by no means would it be something I want to listen to all the time. And by no means do I like a lot of bands that carried on after that. They're all technical as fuck. I didn't like that at all. So but and I didn't even like it enough to pick it up. But I did listen to it a few times, and I did enjoy it. I think it's Onset the Putrefaction. Is that the first one? I want to say it is because don't they have another album called Epitaph? And I think that's the second one. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then when I listened to the second one, I was like, yeah, it's more of the same shit. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't need all this math metal. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to follow. So as far as bands that I like, own, buy, purchase, yeah, the first two Origins, Dying Fetus, or somebody in that style. That else that I like, those were from my mind. Human Brisket, morning dog. Question: since you brought up gouge, any luck repressing the 7 inch? No talk of it. Anything's possible, I guess, but it hasn't been brought up at all. Questions, Brabras. Ben NG, go to Metal Archives and check out the Gouge promo pic. What is your assessment of their look? You know what? I don't even know what the Gouge guys look like, even though they're on the fucking label. Let me Metal Archives. He said on Metal Archives. Take a fucking look. Well, there's two on here. It says one from Australia. I'm not familiar with that one. Let me click on it. It says a logo, Kick Teeth EP 2015, split up. But the Norway one's the one we did. Okay, here we go. Uh, eh. I mean, yeah, it's not the look I would go with, but I mean, I've seen way worse. They kind of just look a little dorky, to be honest with you. But they at least have long hair. Guys wearing a pentagram shirt. They look like kind of like punkers slash thrashers. Um, yeah, I mean, not horrible, but I mean, personally, I would have made a little more of an effort. Uh, Thesos, Thesis Thomas. Hey, brother J Dog, had a question for you. Being that you are a huge Misfits fan like myself since a teen, now 45 and still am, got 8 years on me, brah. What do you think of these people that wear their Misfits t-shirts and the logo and skull being such a commercial that thing that it's become? And I can guarantee that they now, proof for your shit, brah. They know nothing of music. I think he thinks they know nothing of the music. That just annoys the hell out of me. What are your thoughts on that one, bro? Um, yes, I agree. It is definitely fucking annoying. However, with the Misfits, I just kind of accepted it that it's a commercially acceptable band. Um, and kind of understandably so, because like the thing is, when people made the talk, like, do you think ever death metal will get as big as like the biggest band, obviously Cannibal Corpse? Do you think they'll ever get as big as something like Ozzy Osbourne or the Misfits or something like that, real mainstream? And my answer always is, and I could be wrong, is no. And the reason I think no is because you can always put on something like the Misfits or Black Sabbath, and the general public would be like, at the very least, oh, this is okay, or I like this, or oh, this is kind of catchy, or this is really nice, Bobby. It's not an extreme form of music. Don't get me wrong. I think the Misfits is one of the greatest bands ever. Like definitely my favorite punk band by far. And I think early Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath are some of the greatest heavy metal of all time. So I'm not dogging it, but it's not extreme by any means. So it means it can hit any fan base of music. But you play Cannibal Corpse for the average person who doesn't know metal, they're literally going to be like, their exact words are going to be like this. I can't understand the guy saying. It all sounds the same. I don't like it. That is going to be the 99% consensus. That's why it can't go mainstream because the average person is not going to like it. They're just flat out not. And a very large portion of their fan base, they don't even like it. It's a bunch of posers following. What I'm telling you is when you see the guys 15 to about 22, 23 years old, I'm telling you right now, at least 50% of them don't even like the music. They don't. It's just an extreme rebellious thing that they'll be out. Just like that's why you could just tell all those deathcore canoes and shit like that with their fucking big ear gauges and their big beards and shit like that. It's all young kids for the most part. Sure, there's exceptions, but you can tell they're all in their early 20s and shit for the most part. And 10, 15 years from now, they won't even be listening to any music. You know what I mean? They'll be out just because it's a rebellious image, all just image. It's not about the fucking music. That's what it is. So the guys that are hearing, Cannibal Corpse and they're going there, they're wearing high school shit. It's because they look it's just a rebellious act. Look fucking cool. So take their fucking fan base and almost cutting it in half. So for it to become mainstream, you got to get even that many more people to actually like the music for it to become mainstream. So it's already for selective ears of people that actually really actually do enjoy it and will be around till the day they die listening to it. You're not going to get that many more people. Make sense? Like try playing it for your grandma, try playing it for your aunt or uncles, or try playing it for your mom and dad other than if they heard you already listened to it because you used to live with them and shit, I guarantee you, for the most part, they don't like it. And if you do have parents that like it, because you're the 15 or 16-year-old watching this, and your parents are relatively probably my age, and they were into metal themselves, so they're a little bit more open-minded. But if they're in their 50s or so, guarantee they don't fucking like it, unless they're into metal as well, like I said. But the average person will absolutely just go pick a random fucking guy, go look at some 45, 50-year-old guy who doesn't listen to metal walking around a Walmart. Pull him out, play him Cannibal Corpse. What do you think of this? Don't even tell him, hey, what do you think of this kind of music? Pull him. I was like, I want you to be completely honest. You're not going to hurt my feelings. If you think it's the most awesome thing ever, tell me. If you think it sucks ass or like, and would you buy it? Guaranteed you won't. Guaranteed. I mean, 99 times out of 100 they won't. So that's why. But so for the Misfits, should I just accept it because it makes sense? I'm like, well, why would it be not commercially acceptable? It's friendly music. You know what I mean? It's very very easy to get into. You know, myself, I enjoy it. I mean, you play that for most people. I think most people would like a couple songs. As a matter of fact, I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody if they had to sit through an entire, like, let's say, those Misfits compilations at 1 and 2 of the Glenn Danzig era. If you played, just let's say, Volume 1, you played the whole thing beginning and end, they had to sit through it. Just that alone, was there like 20 tracks on there? I guarantee vast majority of the people, I'm talking about the people that aren't into metal, aren't into punk, nothing, just regular Joe Blows. You played the whole thing. Vast majority of the people, 90% of them, would probably at least find one or two songs of that. That was a good song. That was, they enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Played that for Pull a Cannibal Corpse disc out. Like, this is all sounds the same. I can't understand what he's saying. Don't like it. So that's why, yeah, I think they're a bunch of annoying canoes because they don't even listen to the fucking Misfits or don't know it. Like, you put on fucking I Turn to a Martian or Skulls or something like that. They won't even be able to tell you who it is. Beyond fucking douchey, why are you wearing a shirt then? But I understand why that band gets the attention. Like, literally last time I seen the Misfits, I'm not even joking. There was literally 5-year-olds there with their parents, like literally 5 years old. Shit, maybe even younger. There with their parents and shit. I thought it was kind of nails on a chalkboard annoying, but it's kind of get it. Chab. Chab with a B, huh? That's a new name. Is that your actual name, Barbara? What is the weirdest official merch you've seen or own? I don't think I own any merch that I think is weird. If I did, I probably wouldn't have got it if I thought it was unnecessarily weird. Um, Maybe the girl panties by Nunslaughter and Incantation doing, but I don't know if that's weird, but maybe just a little bit more obscure, like not as often done. Um, there's the beer koozies, but again, I don't think it's weird, just not the everyday norm. Um, there probably is something that came in that's just straight up weird. Like, what the fuck is this? Why would you do that? But I can't think of anything. Like Nunslaughter did pillowcases as well. When you break it down, it's like it's not. I guess why the hell not? You know what I mean? But it, yeah, I don't know if I'd consider it weird though. Yacht rock guy, J Dog. Are hot broads typically posers, or does being hot give them a free pass? From my experience, hot broads are into the metal fashion and can rarely name 3 songs. I would say I would agree with you 666%. 999 times out of 1,000, if you get all the metal girl chills and they're actually smoking hot chicks, yeah, they're into more for fashion. And yeah, if you mention bands that they claim they like and shit, if you put it on shuffle, you probably wouldn't know. Like, I listen to Grave, no, you don't. And you put it on shuffle, like the Grave demos or something, they wouldn't be able to tell you. 99 times out of 1,000. There's exceptions. I've met some chicks that are really into metal over the years. Definitely like at Maryland and shit. You can just tell they buy records. You can just tell. But most of it, yeah, it's fashion, or they're just doing it because their boyfriend or husband's into it. You know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, that's what it is. Generally speaking, then the chicks that are really into it, they're generally not smoking hot. To be honest, no offense to anyone, but generally speaking, that's the rule of thumb. They're not smoking hot. Um, Now, do they get a pass? They get a. You can bring them along. There's nothing wrong with it. Hey, smoking hot tail at a show is definitely much nicer than just pure fucking sausage. Um, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not in the booty, boy. So yeah, you can bring out the fucking hot ass as far as I'm concerned. But do I consider them metal? No. But do I do I mind having them at shows either? Absolutely not. The more the merrier. But it's funny you say that. I've literally always said that about the hot chicks. As a matter of fact, I think I said it to maybe Chase or something the last time we were at Maryland. So, the hot chicks walking around. I was like, dude, I care. Maybe I said it to him or maybe to somebody else. So I guarantee you, every single one of there's maybe 2 of these girls are actually doing it. Guarantee fucking because they're all walking around. They're all dressed up. And they look good. Don't get me wrong. The outfits are cool and they're usually very good looking. Um, but I was like, I guarantee you they don't. Mike Violet, J Dog, two parter. Number one, do you ever feel weird that all these freaks want to know what you think about what's they like? Eh, kind of not at the beginning. Yes, now not so much. I think it's just a channel where people chime in. And it's just talking with your bros type of thing. So not so much anymore. And number two, do you think Scars of the Crucifix is as good as I do? I don't know. How good do you think it is? I definitely think it's pretty goddamn good. My favorite songs on there is the title track and Mad at God. But I like your song on there too. The thing is the outro thing, outro with the piano shit. I was kind of like, what the fuck? This was didn't jump up the album. I was just like, this doesn't. What the fuck a deicide? This is a deicide me. Like that was just cut that. Sewer vomit. J Dog question: how do you feel about metal bands covering non-metal songs like Exhumed covering Madonna? Was there any you enjoyed? So as like Axis Powers as well. They covered the Beatles. I think it's stupid, and like the Zoom Madonna cover, I think is stupid. However, I mean they would tell you the same thing. Um, I think Matt has said that. I mean, I was in the same room when somebody brought it up. I know that. But I respect them for the fact that it's the kind of like the middle finger. Hey, I like some Madonna. Don't give a shit what you think. It's truly showing like they're not afraid to like that's not a poser for you. They'll tell you what they like. They'll tell you what you don't like. You know what I mean? So I think it's cool for that sense. But I mean, do I think it's stupid as far as the track? I'm skipping it. I'm not listening to it. I'm not listening for the first time for the laugh. And then is there any that I do like? There might actually be, but I've drawn a blank. There's two replies. Maybe somebody give me an idea. Dead Infection Staying Alive cover rules. I don't know if I know that. What is that on the Dead Infection cover? Because I mainly know the first two demos and Surgical Disembowelment. That's what I own and listen to. The others kind of hazy. I know I own a 7-inch here and there, but I remember it was Ralph over at Haunted Hotel. He's like, "Yeah, you got to check out Corpse in the Universe." Maybe I do. I was when I saw the cover. I'm like, "What the fuck? What is this? Leprechaun 4? This looks dumb as hell." So I don't. I just one of those things to check it out for that reason. But yeah, death metal band that covered like a rock song or non-metal song or pop song that I liked. I want to say there is definitely something because I was like, it's stupid, but I like it. But I can't think of fucking who. Put it in there. Throw those non-rock songs, but like I didn't like the Madonna cover. I'll say that. Not like that. Kind of like the King Diamond cover, No Presents, even though that was kind of stupid too. But I mean, that's such an iconic King Diamond song, and I like that song a lot. So hearing Exhumed do it, yeah, it was silly, but I don't think they were taking themselves too goddamn seriously. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying anything they don't know. I'm pretty sure they're fully fucking aware of it. Harry Quinn, Abby's a bra. Too funny to be a chick. I don't know. I'm going with chick, man. I never met a dude named Abby. Cheeto, what do you think of stage divers? I always piss of the old head when I crowd surf. What, piss of the old head when I crowd surf? I always tell them to stand in the back if you don't want to rage. I like them actually. It gives energy to the show. I wish there was more stage. I like to see Majin, even though I don't partake. Stage diving, it definitely just gives energy to the whole show as a viewer. You know what I mean? Makes it a show. Like, for example, if you're to take your nana, your fucking mommy, dad, auntie, uncles, and they're like, I want to see a metal show. You know, Bobby, you've been going to these heavy metal shows, this scary death metal shows. You know they have in their image something of that. You know, moshing, stage diving, possible corpse paint, black clothes, headbanging, long hair, inverted crosses, bullet belts, etc. I'm assuming they have something of the likes in their mind, especially if they kind of know they've seen your T-shirts, they've seen posters and shit like that, and you're seeing some of your records, guys in it. And then they go there, and it's fucking 10 dickheads with their arms folded. Granted, I'm one of those 10 dickheads with the arms folded. That's besides the fucking point. It's kind of like, oh, this is boring as fuck. You know what I mean? It should be a fucking show, so the crowd does help make it. So yeah, I like it when the Devils. My ass is too fucking old and beat up to do it. So younger devils, you have to do it for me. I put my time in, goddamn it. So yeah, I like it actually. So keep it coming, the young bucks. Do one goddamn more. If there's any more, I know I'm approaching the bottom of this. Strength through joy, best carcass worship band? Question mark. The county medical examiners. It's not even close. I kind of disagree, but kind of agree. I mean, as far as who directly sound the most, I do like the county medical examiners. Their full length was awesome. Their split with general surgery is awesome. They had two full lengths, right? I think I own. I don't think I own everything they've done, but I own most, and I really thoroughly enjoy them. But I mean, it was they were literally stealing riffs and recycling them and shit, as opposed to like pharmacists, hemorrhage, general surgery. They weren't ripping off riffs. They just very much sounded like Carcass. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like literally riffs being recycled. Because I remember when County Medical Examiners first came out, some people loved it, with them being doctors and shit. They're kind of cool. Like loved it for that sense, but there's also people reviewing it like tearing it apart because they're like, dude, this is literally like they're just recycling fucking Carcass riffs. Like, they're not even creating riffs of their own. I don't know if it's to that degree. I'm not a musician, so what the fuck do I know? But I wouldn't put it past them. I'm like, because these sound like very much like it. But nonetheless, I enjoyed it. It wasn't too hard for me not to enjoy it because it was literally Symphonies of Sickness and Recaputrefaction just fucking recycled. So if nothing else, it sounded fucking awesome. So funny you bring them up though, because County Medical Examiners about 20 years ago was you saw them all the time, whether it be in a distro bin or reviews in magazines and shit. Now these fucking young devils, nobody they don't even bring them up. You know what I mean? Because it's I guess irrelevant. Not at this point. It's not on Maggot Stomp. It's not a $20 spin, so it ain't the cool thing. I don't know. Not talking shit. Maybe I don't. Who knows the reason? Maybe it's just they all think them suck. I don't know. Um, Maybe because it's also not available too. Because I haven't seen anything by the county medical examiners coming through Hell's distro wise in forever. So maybe it's all out of print. And the young devils are just don't know about it. In that case, fuck. Maybe gives me an idea. Fucking need to make it available. God damn it, right? Because yeah, I think it was killer shit. Definitely not original by any stretch. But I don't think that was just. I'm pretty sure they're fully aware of what the fuck they're doing. So I'm pretty sure it was intentional. So, anyways, that's it for this one, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns. Put in the goddamn comment box and I'll get an answer tomorrow. Later, goddamn it.